You're looking for the best way to start collecting applications for your online program. Your workouts and your program are already online, but you need a way to get the information from your leads so you can start booking calls. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step process to set up your own application and start booking calls today. So if you're ready to start taking applications, let's dive right into this video. So before I switch over my screen, the software we're going to be using today is called Typeform. Now this software is free to begin with, but you can opt into some of their paid plans. I won't be covering any of the advanced features you can use in those plans today because I want this to be as accessible to all of you as possible. So today we're just covering the free plan and what you can do to set up an application using that. So at no cost to you, you can start taking applications today. So here we are. This is typeform.com. All you're going to do is come down here and click on sign up free. Once you've gone through that, you're going to see this screen. We are going to start from scratch. So we're going to call this our application. We're going to select application form. Here you've got on the left-hand side where we're going to add our content, our questions. Here's our preview. And on the right-hand side, some details about that preview. So to edit this, we're going to click over here. This first one, I want it to be an email. So I'm actually going to change it from short text. Over here, I'm going to scroll down and we're going to select email. Now it's going to say, hello, what's your email? But I don't want this photo here. And I would like to say something like this. So this description down here can tell them a little bit more about why you're gathering this information. What is your best email address? They're going to give you an email. It's going to help you build your email list. So in case you lose a social media account, you still have a list of potential clients that you own. If you want to leave this blank for now, you can. But if you have something you can give them for free that's related to your offer, you should say that here. Now, this might seem a little bit of a harsh intro. So what we can do is we can add a welcome page. So up here in content, we're going to hit plus. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to add a welcome screen. Something like this works perfectly. Your logo up here, all you have to do is click add image or video, and then a brief summary of who you are, what this Typeform is about, and how you're going to vet them and use this information to schedule a call with them. Next is their name, first and last, their phone number, and then likely I like to get an Instagram handle so I can reach out to them on social media platforms, see a little bit about them before I book a call. And then we'll go into some of the more guided questions about their goals, their struggles, their pain points that we'll use on the sales call, and then we'll wrap it up from there. One thing I like to do when I'm building these is I will make the meat of the question bold like this, so it's easier to see. And then another thing you want to do, you'll notice on these, there's no asterisk next to them. It means we haven't made it a required field. You want to come over here to settings and click required. So in order for them to submit this Typeform, they have to fill out this field. That's going to make sure that you get all the necessary data you want and they're not able to skip questions and fill it out. So then you have to go through and try to figure out who they are or how to contact them from a Typeform they've submitted. This will prevent that. The next thing you want to do is make sure that most of your answers are in short text. This is going to allow them to just fill out a couple lines here without them giving you a novel. There are going to be places where we want that. I'll let you know where those are. This is something cool that you can do here. If you hit the @ button, you can recall something. And so remember, that's why I break it up into first name and last name. You can recall their answer to what is your first name and whatever that name that they put in here, it'll build this up here. It makes it a little bit more customized. I think it's a nice little thing to add in. But one thing I forgot to do was I forgot to add the phone number, and it's not quite where I want it. So what I can do is over here, I can just click on this and drag and drop, and now it has changed where it's at in the sequence. And I like to add this little line here. This is the number we will call if you're a good fit for the program. So make sure it's working, just so they put in a real phone number. Now that we have all of our data gathering, it's time to go and learn a little bit more about this client so that we get a little bit of a picture of who they are outside of this basic information when we go to hop on a sales call with them. Let's ask those questions now. So the next question I like to ask is, what's your main goal when it comes to your fitness journey? And go in depth. Let them know that the more they share here, the better your team or you are going to be able to craft a plan to get them to that exact spot quickly. This is going to let them know that this isn't a cookie cutter program. In fact, the more they share, the more detail they go to, the more customized they can get a program out of what you're doing. Next question I like to ask is, what's their biggest struggle or obstacle been? What's the reason they haven't been able to make this transformation on their own? You can ask that directly in this question. And then I like to add a little caveat that says, hey, it's okay to be vulnerable here. In fact, the more honest you are, the better we're going to understand your situation and the problems and obstacles that are around it. And then we're going to be able to carve you a path around those obstacles so that this works for you, not against you. After that, I like them to vision paint a little, get them in the mindset of where they could be. What does success look like to them? If you can get them to start picturing success, they're going to start imagining what that could be like. And they will start to subconsciously associate that success with this product, this offer that you're presenting them. And this becomes a powerful marketing psychology tool that will help you on your sales call. So ask them, what would the perfect outcome look like if they did this program and it achieved everything they were hoping it would in the next 120 days? And then give them a little guidance. What would that mean personally? physically, mentally, spiritually, even financially. You can add in all of these different aspects, and it will allow them to start seeing their future the way they want to see it, and start connecting that to the way that your product or service is going to get them there. On this last one, we're adding a multiple choice question, and this is a great way to gauge where your hottest leads are and where some of your leads who might not be ready to invest are, and it'll help you divvy up your type forms. Now, in the beginning, you're going to want to take calls from everyone, but if you start getting 50, 100, 200 type form applications in a month, you're going to start to want to use the ones that have the best answers first because they have the highest likelihood of actually being sold on the call, and then working through some of the lesser motivated or financially capable ones as you go down the road. So we're going to ask a last qualifying question here before we go to the end page. This simple multiple choice question is just to kind of vet out the people who are looking for something for free. If they're taking this type of application, they're applying for your coaching program, and that is something they will have to pay for. So you want to ask this question to see, do they have the financial resources, meaning that they've got the money in the bank, or do they have access to financial resources to make this possible, like a line of credit, a loan from a family member, or a gift from a family member, or some other way of accessing a means of affording this program. And then lastly, no, they have no financial resources. They're literally just looking for something for free, which wouldn't be this product, so you wouldn't want to book a call with that person unless you had so few applications that regardless of their answer, you're going to hop on a call and see if you can convince them anyway. And that will do it. With under 10 questions, we've now collected a ton of data on these people. We know a little bit more about them and where they are financially when it comes to making an investment in your coaching. With this information, you can now take them and book them a sales call with you by contacting them on that number that they shared with you. But before we do that, we want to set up an ending page to give them a little thank you for filling out your type form. So before we do that, let's do a quality check. We're just going to run through these and make sure everything is spelled correctly and that everything is a required field so that they can't get away without filling out any of these. Awesome. Now that everything's been checked, let's add an ending. As you can see right here, there's a plus sign. Your only option in the free version is to add an end screen. If you'd like to redirect them to a URL, that URL being your Calendly call booking link, which we'll talk about in the next video, you'll need to upgrade to a paid platform. On this end screen, I think it's nice to add a picture of yourself so they can put a face to a name and an application, and then give them a little thank you, reminding them that you're going to be sending them that freebie to the email they have on file, and you'll be reviewing this type form and reaching out to them in the next 24 to 48 hours. Boom, and just like that, your type form is complete. If you want to preview how it looks both on mobile and on your desktop, you can click that little eye icon up there. And as you can see here, this is what it looks like on someone's phone. Most of these people are going to be filling it out on their phone, so you want to make sure it looks good here. You can click start and see exactly what it looks like to go through the type form. And the same thing again on desktop. You can click in the top right hand of Typeform to publish that link and then copy that link and paste it in all your social media platforms, or send the link directly to customers who have expressed interest in your coaching program. With this now set up, the only thing that's left to do is to start generating leads and pushing them to this application. We'll be covering a bunch of different lead acquisition systems in upcoming videos. But if you're like me and you like to get ahead of things, or you simply just don't want to wait and you want to get into the good stuff right now, feel free to book a call with me down below. This is a direct link to my calendar. We'll hop on a call and we can talk one-on-one while spots are available about your coaching offer, exactly where it's at now and what you need to be doing over the next 30 days to get this thing launched, scaled, and packed full of clients. If that sounds like a good deal, use the link in the description down below. As always, thank you so much for watching Future Fit Coaches. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a weekly video. I can confidently say after watching this, you're now 1% better today. Make sure to carry that energy in tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.